Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to show you how to import reviews from Amazon to your Shopify site for free and hopefully also quickly and efficiently. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So first, there's just a couple quick things that you'll need in order to make this happen, in order to kind of get those reviews from Amazon to your Shopify site. First, go to the apps section of your Shopify account. Once you're there, you'll want to get the product reviews app, which is the native Shopify reviews app. To access this, if you don't already have the product reviews app in your one of your listed apps, go ahead and click on Visit the Shopify App Store. You'll get here, type in reviews, and then you'll see a product list or an app list that looks something like this. And you'll want to select the product reviews option specifically by Shopify because this is the native app. Okay, now there are a couple of other review tools such as Review and Opinu, both of which I've actually used a little bit in the past. However, I don't use these tools anymore. Number one, they're paid, but that's not even really the big issue. Is number two, I use paid themes for my Shopify stores. I have two, and both of these apps did not work and did not sync up well, whether it was on the product collections page, the product page itself, the home page, or whatever else it might have been. They were just kind of clunky and really did not sync well. And they cost me a certain amount, I forget, one time or per month or whatever. So I canceled both of those tools and ended up going with the product reviews app here. And I'll show you my exact process of how to do this for free. And also what ultimately has now worked and works really well for both my Shopify sites. So once you have the app installed, which looks something like this, what you'll want to do is go to Amazon.com and whatever product that you want to extract reviews from, just find that product page. So in this case, let's say that we have our Mata silicone rings here, okay, and this is the reviews that we want to extract. What you'll do is you'll go to the product detail page like you see here with the image, the bullet points of reviews and all of that. And then in the top of your browser, which I have cut off right now, you'll want to use the Helium 10 Chrome extension. I'll just kind of click on it so you can see. Okay, so it's the Helium 10 Chrome extension. This is a free Chrome extension. There's some paid tools kind of in this suite of Helium 10 tools. However, their review tool, which is what we're going to be utilizing, is 100% free. So link to this if you aren't already using Helium 10, which I've talked about a lot on this channel, will be in the description section below. It is 100% free. Sign up for an account, and then you'll have access. And so far, this is the best way, and I've tried a few different ways, of downloading and extracting Amazon product reviews from Amazon. And this is the best way I've found so far. However, if anyone's found a better way or has any other ideas, feel free to let us know in the comments. But again, trying to keep this free and easy as possible. So go up to your Chrome extension in the top right corner, click on the Helium 10 Chrome extension, and then click on Review Insights, okay? From here, you can leave these all unselected in gray here, but I usually just select only verified purchase. Doesn't really matter, just head down here to extract reviews, click on extract reviews. The more reviews a particular product page has, the longer it will take to extract reviews, the less, obviously shorter because there's less data to kind of sift through. Once that happens, you will get a CSV file that'll look something like this. So I've actually exported the reviews because it took a little bit of time, exported them and just basically copied and pasted the CSV file that Helium 10 gave me and uploaded it here into a Google Sheet. And I find that Google Sheets are really easy to use, but you can do the exact same thing with Excel. So here's just an example of the export that you'll get from Helium 10. So we have the date, the author, whether it's verified or not, the title of the review, the body of the review, the rating on a scale of 1 to 5, and some other info here. Okay, that's great. However, you cannot upload this as is to Shopify. Okay, there's one kind of additional step. It kind of sucks right now, but hopefully it gets a little bit easier in the future, but this is the best that I've found so far. But what we'll have to do is basically rearrange this data and maybe add a little bit of data to where Shopify can read it and understand it. And then ultimately we're going to upload it. And I'm going to show you where and how to upload this in a second. But first we need to put this in the right order. So what we'll do is create a separate Excel file or Google Sheet like you see here in this exact format, okay, specifically the heading. You can ignore row number 2 here. This is just an example text, but you want to make sure that you create an Excel file or Google Sheet with this exact heading with, let me scroll all the way over, product handle, state, rating, title, author, email, location, body, reply, created _at, and replied _at as well. This is the data that Shopify needs to understand your reviews and to properly sync and upload your review data to Shopify, okay? And I'll briefly explain what all of these are because some of these may seem a little bit confusing. So And by the way, this template with this heading, I have a Google Sheet, a link to a Google Sheet. It's in the description below as well to make it as easy for you as possible. You can just create the Google Sheet, make your own copy, and you're good to go. So product handle, this is the best way to find this, at least that I found that made the most sense, is this is the end of your product URL in Shopify. Okay, so if you go to your Shopify account, and I'm using a free trial just for this example because I don't want to share my actual data with you. But if you go to your products, click on a particular product that you want to add reviews to, and take the final part of that URL. It should be something like example-product. It could be silicone-ring or whatever it might be. The total URL could sound something like sumnerproducts.com /products silicone-rings or neck-massager or whatever it might be. But you'll find that in Shopify. It's that end part of the URL specifically for your product that you want to add reviews for. That's how you find it, and you'll go ahead and put that in here. Next, for the state, you want to put published because I'm assuming you want all these reviews to be published. If you don't want your reviews to be published, just don't add them to the sheet, or you can delete them later. That's what I'd recommend. Here for rating, this is on a scale from 1 to 5. And you can enter whatever data here that you would like. For title, this is the title of the review. Author, this is the name of the person who left the review, which we do actually have this data. It's the Amazon customer's name, and sometimes you actually get their real name. Sometimes it's some kind of, I don't know what the right word is, alias or whatever. Email, this kind of sucks. So Shopify requires you to enter an email in order to upload reviews. The email obviously is not visible to customers on your Shopify site. So what I do, this is my kind of theory, is I've just put in, example@example.com or like chris@example.com, some kind of fake email, and I put it in here and just kind of put it here, and then I'll just kind of drag all the way down. And you can even use john.appleseed@example.com if you would like. So I use a kind of just whatever random email just to appease Shopify so it can get uploaded. But unfortunately, Amazon does not provide us with the customer email, which as Amazon sellers, we know that really sucks. It'd be amazing if they did. But anyway, so that's email that is required. Location. So Shopify by default has both the city or I guess, the province, city and country. But you can just have the country. So it could be Canada, United States, Mexico, UK, or whatever. So just put in the country for location. I believe this is also a required field. So you want to make sure this is filled out. But if you're primarily, for example, selling in the United States, just type in, for example, United States. Okay, and then we're just going to drag all the way through for all the rows that you want reviews. Okay, so and I'll show you kind of how to do that in a second. Delete that. Body, that's the actual review that the person left. Reply, you can leave this blank. If you want to have a reply that's visible, you can go ahead and add, basically you as a business replying to the email, or you can leave it blank. You can also leave the replied at blank as well. But then finally, we have the created at. And again, this is another necessary field that Shopify requires for us to upload this data. And specifically, this caused me so many issues, so I really want to kind of call this out, is the created at field needs to be in both, it needs to be in date and time format. Okay, date and time format. So here's an empty cell here. What you want to do is go to format, click on number, and then scroll down here, date and time. That's the correct format. Which kind of sucks, but I'll show you how to do that. So that's all the data that you need. Helium 10 gives us all the data that we need. So what we're going to do is take our data from Helium 10, go ahead and add it to the sheet, and I'll run through one example just to really show you how it works. And then once we fill out the sheet with all the data and all the products that we want to add, then what we're going to do is download this sheet right here, this exact file, as a CSV file. Then what we're going to do is go back to our Shopify account, okay? We're gonna, and I'll actually show you where to do this. Go to apps, click on product reviews, let it load. Then we're gonna head over to settings. And then we are going to select import, okay? And we're gonna import the CSV file. We're gonna go ahead and choose the file. And if you're using month, day, year format instead of, day, month, year, I believe, I'm a little bit dyslexic, so I apologize. Then you wanna go ahead and select that, but it should be pretty straightforward, pretty obvious. Click import, and if all the data is correct, it'll go ahead and upload. Once you exit out, actually Shopify will show you all of the product data here in this dashboard. You should be able to obviously see it visible on your Shopify site, on your live site, on your collections page, or wherever else. And then lastly as well, just kind of with this app, something to keep in mind before I actually run through the example with you. Let me go here. just to make sure, you want to do this first with your app if you haven't already. So in order to make these reviews visible on your product pages, what you want to do is copy this code. It's honestly really simple. So you copy this code, you go to your section/product-template.liquid, and if you're using a paid template like I have, it may be in a little bit different area. And again, it depends on all the templates. So unfortunately, there's not a specific way for some of these paid themes from what I found. However, really straightforward. You just copy this code, go to your basically the code section of your Shopify site, and you're going to paste it under the product description or wherever you want your reviews to show. Paste it in there, hit publish, go check out your live site, and then if the review should show up, and they should show up in the place in the proper placement. If you want to kind of change the placement or change the look, then you go back to the coding and kind of do that. Honestly, really pretty simple. If you guys want to see me actually go through and do this, let me know in the comments, but I figured it'd be pretty straightforward here. And then also you can add, and this is really big for me, which is the issues I was running into with other tools, is that my reviews or my ratings weren't showing up on my collection pages. Okay, so if I have, for example, on my home page, I have a featured collection of products, of my best-selling products. I want my reviews to be kind of right there as well on the collection page, and they weren't showing up with these other apps that I mentioned before. So you also want to make sure that you install that code as well, which is just this code here. So go ahead and copy this. Go to this section of your Shopify code, install it exactly where they show you right here on the screen, hit publish, check out the live site, and it should be there and should be published. But again, it will be a little bit different depending on the theme that you're using, okay? So you import the reviews, that's how you do it, really straightforward. And then either before or after that, you just wanna make sure that the proper code is installed, whether you have a free theme by Shopify or a paid theme. So it should be pretty straightforward. And with all that kind of being said, we'll go ahead, for those of you who want to see the actual example, we'll run through that. So going back to our Helium 10 export example, we're just going to kind of focus on the first review here. Okay, so we're going to start here with number 1, and we have the date. Okay, but as you can see, if we double click to look at the date, we have reviewed in the United States on July 10th, 2016. So remember, we need both place and then we need date and time. So this is kind of all merged together, so we need to kind of get rid of this. And what I do is I'll go ahead, let me just kind of double click this so you can see, there we go. What I would do for this, in this case, is I would copy this cell. So I've copied. I go to a tool like this one here, okay, which I've already, it is unit-conversions.info. I'll have a link to this in the description as well, just to make it easy. But basically, you can just type in free replace text online tool, and something like this should appear. But basically what I can do is just, there, I've copied and pasted the cell in here. So that's my input. Find text. So I put in reviewed in the United States on, and then that's it. And then I replace it with nothing. I want to delete it. Okay, so putting in a space bar here, or actually no, not a space bar, just nothing, will delete that text, and then here's my output. So here's my input, but I want to make sure I just have the date here for now, and I'll show you why. And then here's my output. So I'll go ahead and I'll copy the output, which is just the date. And you can do this obviously in bulk. So you can do this for your entire sheet, copy the entire sheet, paste it in, and then get a much larger output. So in this case, we're just using one row. We're going to go back to Helium 10. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and actually I'm going to do a couple things. So one is I'm going to create a new column, and I'm going to name this. I'm just going to name it place. Okay. And as you can see here, and this is going to be the case for a lot of Amazon sellers or a lot of e-com sellers, is your business will likely majority be in one country. So what you can do is you can see here, okay, most of these reviews, or if not all, are from the United States. So for place, just put United States. And what I'm going to do is just drag, basically I would drag all the way down. Okay, so we're good there. So we already have United States filled out. And then we're going to replace the date column with our data, our output data from the tool, right? Because we just want the date here, all right? So now we have place and date separated out, but there's still one last step, and that is we need to have date and time. Remember, not just date. So I know, kind of a pain in the butt, but what we'll do, or what I do, and if there's more efficient, process, let me know. I'm going to put a time, hold on, and then another column for date and time. For time, let's just put, I'm just going to put 10 o'clock. So you can choose any random time if you want to be specific, or what I did to be a little bit more in depth is I used a time randomizer tool. So I selected like 100 random times and then copied those times from that generator online and input them here. But to keep things simple, just put in a random time and you can just do like this. And then it'll just kind of put all different hours and stuff like that. Pretty simple. And then for date and time, what I do is I go to format, okay, go to number. We're going to go to, there we go, date, time, okay. Then we're going to do equal sign in the cell. Row A2, so cell A2 plus B2, hit enter, and there we go, okay. Then we have the date and time, and what we'll do is, let's just say, I'm just making this up, so don't do this, I'm just doing this for an example. So let's just say we went through and we put in all the correct dates here, we put in all the random times here. Then what you can do here for the date and time column is just scroll down, and there we go. So now we have the date and time. So now we have separated, and finally, and this is the most difficult step, so we got that out of the way first. We have the place, which we need for Shopify, and the date and time. So again, we're just kind of focusing on the first row here. So for place, we have that, which is the United States. We're going to copy from our Helium 10 data, go to our Shopify, find the location, go ahead and paste, right? That's our place, location, whatever, same synonym, okay? Then for date and time, what we're going to do is we're going to copy from Helium 10, go back to Shopify template, and we have our created at. We're going to paste, but we're going to paste special, paste values only, okay? Otherwise, let me just kind of show you. If I just hit paste, it should be, yeah, it's going to show up kind of funky and weird. You can kind of see it here, 12, 30, 18, 99, 000, right? So if you just hit paste, it's going to be kind of weird and clunky. But if you go ahead and just paste values only, it should be good. So now we have location, we have created at, awesome. We have a little bit more data and everything will run a little bit smoother now. So next we have the author. We're gonna copy the author in Helium 10, go to Shopify, paste author here, there we go. And again, you can do this in bulk, okay? So you don't have to go one by one. You can just copy the entire, basically the entire column, paste it in, entire column, so it can go a lot faster per product, but it does take a little bit of time. However, like I said, to do this kind of the free way, and I did a lot of research and testing with the different things, this is still the most efficient I found so far. We're gonna go to title, copy the title in Helium 10, go back to Shopify, go to title, it's the title of our review, go back to Helium 10, copy the body, go to Shopify, there we go, body. Okay, again, reply, I didn't have any replies, and obviously there's no replies here for this particular product, so we're gonna leave reply and reply at blank, just to keep things simple. Okay, there's really no need. Go back to Helium 10, what else do we have? We have rating. Okay, in this case, this was a 5-star rating. We're gonna go here, and a quick note about ratings is likely what you'll wanna do is only include either 5 stars or 4 and 5-star ratings for your Shopify site to make it look really great and awesome in theory to increase conversion rate. However, the reality is people will be looking at your Shopify site and then also looking at Amazon. So if you're lying on your Shopify site, and by the way, manipulating reviews on your Shopify site is a form of lying. I'm not gonna judge you one way or the other, don't get me wrong. Do whatever is best for your business. But just keep in mind, you will lose trust with your customers if they go to your Shopify site, look at a particular product, see that it's like 4.8 star rating, which already seems, and if all your products are super high, they're already gonna get this weird sense. It's like going to a restaurant, asking the waiter, what's good here? And they're like, oh, everything is the best in the world. It's like, I don't believe that. I feel like some is better than others, or whatever. So it's gonna kind of raise some red flags. It could actually maybe hurt your conversions and not help. So there's something to kind of keep in mind when adding in reviews. Just wanna add that little statement. And then we're almost done. So for state, just hit published, because we want all these reviews to be published. You can go ahead and paste all your data in, and if there are any reviews that you don't want to publish that might be super scathing, or maybe it was, there's a certain issue with one of your shipments and that's no longer the case, and whatever reason you want to delete it, you can just go, to the row and then delete that row. Where did I? There it is. Delete row. Okay. So, but anyway, we'll leave all the other ones published, and in this case, again, you have to go to Shopify, go to your product section, look at the end of the URL for this particular product, which maybe could look something like silicone ring. Hopefully I spelled that right. And then there we go, right? And then once this is done, like I said, and you filled out kind of, if you just want to have this one review and upload the one review, fine, that's fine. If you want to add more, go ahead and add in all these rows and columns here. Once that's done, go ahead, head over to File. Okay, we're going to download as a CSV file. So go ahead, download that as a CSV file. And again, lastly, go to your Shopify site. Okay, you're going to go to Apps. We're going to go to Product Reviews. We are going to go to Settings. and then we're going to go to import. And you're ready to go. You shouldn't have any issues. Choose the file, click on import. Once that's done, by the way, if we go back to, let's see if we can go to product reviews. Yeah, once that's done, it'll upload. Go ahead and head over to the product review section, and it will show you, everything should look good right here in the dashboard. It'll show you kind of the star rating and what it'll visually look like kind of on its own, the author, the title, the headline, all that data right here. And then of course, if you've already installed the code, go to your Shopify site, wait maybe like a minute or two, it might take a little bit of time, hit refresh on your live Shopify site or preview, and you should be able to see these reviews now show up on either your product page, your collection page, or both, wherever you kind of want them to show up. As of right now, like I said, it is a little bit of a manual process, so it might make sense to hire a VA to help out with this, or if you're doing this yourself, maybe just allocating, at the end of every month or the end of every 2 months, you just kind of add in any new Amazon reviews that you get and kind of do this process. Like I said, I know it's not the most efficient at all. However, it's the best that I found yet. If I find a more efficient way, I will be making an update video, so be sure to subscribe for update videos. I've also got a lot of great videos coming in the near future about Shopify, all things Shopify that I'm really, really, really excited about. And of course, a ton of content of case studies and step-by-step tutorials on all things Amazon FBA, which is what most of you are used to. So be sure to subscribe. If you guys found this valuable, which I hope you did and hope it saved you a lot of time, be sure to hit the like button and comment with any questions if anything was unclear. If you'd like to add anything, please feel free. If there's any more efficient way of doing things or anything you'd like to add that will help other e-com sellers, that's what we're here and that's what we're all about. So be sure to do that in the comments as well. And as always, thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped your business, and I look forward to seeing you in future videos.